Well, today we're marking a celebration, the 100th house that the Greater Des Moines Habitat for Humanity is building, just dedicated this weekend. And with me we have Lance Henning from Habitat for Humanity. You're actually the executive director. How are you?
Glad to be here. Thanks.
Good, thanks. We're kind of actually, we should be honest with the public. We're here a little ahead of the grand opening, but it was actually being held Saturday, yesterday, and we're going to hope that everything went really, really well on your 100th house. Congratulations, Lance. I think that's just wonderful.
Well, thank you. Yeah. We're excited about it, and it will be a great event, and have been a great event, and that we've been working hard all year. This is our 8th consecutive year of growth, and we're moving 21 families to home ownership this year.
I think that's wonderful. I said 21 houses in 1 year. I mean, you guys are becoming quite the home builder out there, aren't you?
Well, there's a lot of families in need that we're trying to partner with the community and be able to make a difference with those.
Exactly. You know what, let's kind of take a little bit of a step back, because for anybody who doesn't know anything about Habitat for Humanity, give them a brief history, what you guys are all about.
Well, here in the Greater Des Moines area, we started in 1986, and so we've been working hard through all that time and growing each year. And so of those 100 houses that are completing here with this home, that 61 of those houses have been completed in the last 4 years, so a lot has been happening here most recently. And that with Habitat for Humanity, we really are a partnership with the community, trying to reach out to low-income families in need that need safe, decent, affordable housing. So we're working with families that earn less than 50% of the median income. Okay. And those families then show a need for housing. It could be in their cost burden situation, an overcrowded situation. It could be that they have a handicap, accessibility need.
Is there a selection process? Do people have to apply to get in one of the houses? Is that how it works?
It is. They make application to Habitat for Humanity, so we do application meetings. Okay. And then from that we have a family selection committee that takes a look at those families and tries to identify the families that will become successful homeowners with Habitat.
Perfect. Talk to people a little bit about what these families have to do to get in, because I said before, I think a lot of people just think we build these houses, we put these families in, and they have no vested interest in it, and that is not the case.
Not at all. We really look at it as a hand up and not a handout, and that we look at the Habitat for Humanity homes really as a trampoline to be able to help those families. So they get involved with the Habitat program. They put 36 contact hours in the home education. Okay. We really are about successful home ownership and successful home buying. Right. And that then those families go through and learn what it means to be a good neighbor, goes through their financials, and being able to manage their money, and then home maintenance, home repair type items. Good. So, what's a furnace filter? And where's it at?
What do I have to do with it? Exactly right. Exactly right. And then they actually have to be hands-on as far as the build part too, right?
That's correct. They do sweat equity. So there's 400 hours of sweat equity. So they're working on their Habitat home and other Habitat for Humanity homes.
Good for them. Good for them. I think that's wonderful to do that. Now let's talk a little bit, because this is the 100th house, let's talk a little bit about the family that's going to be moving into to this house this weekend.
Well, Katie has been working hard on her sweat equity, and she was here just last Saturday, I know, working very hard and starting to think about what the dedication would be like. Sure. And we were asking if she was excited about moving in. She said, yeah, and she goes, but I'm a little nervous about the dedication.
Yeah. So, I got to give a speech, probably.
And she has 4 children. One's a brand new young one on there, and she's a hard worker. She's a pharmacist technician at Walgreens.
Excellent. Very good. Tell me a little bit about when you guys are building the houses, because again, it takes a lot of volunteers, doesn't it? I mean, it's pretty much volunteer work, right?
It does. When volunteers of any skill can help out with Habitat for Humanity.
Even if I can't pound a nail straight, I can help, right?
That's right. Okay. We'd love to have you.
Okay.
And that those volunteers helping the 21 families this year, there was about 9,000 volunteers coming out this year to help us build those 21 homes. And so it takes a lot of folks from the community.
Absolutely.
And one of the things with Habitat, we really like to look at ourselves as really being kind of the bridge, trying to bring the folks from the community together. So the people that have an interest and the people that have a need for housing, and bring those together. And it takes a lot of volunteers to be able to make that happen.
Exactly. And I know you got a lot of trained guys out there that would be more than happy to help people out a little bit if they don't know all the ins and outs of the construction business, right?
Well, we have folks that help us on a regular basis, and staff that do a fantastic job of showing volunteers that don't know how to build a house, the next steps in being able to put a house together.
And I've always been taken with the fact that you get a lot of, and actually, I mean, individual volunteers is wonderful. I'm sure you get a lot of those. But this is also a great volunteer project for a lot of businesses in the community.
It is. It really is. Takes a partnership from the community. There'll be more than 100 organizations that have helped us this year in 2008, and that really, as we look at what's happening, and in 2009. We want to continue that on and being able to help 22 families next year. And it really takes the partnership from the community And a business of any size can participate, and usually the employees just have a great time coming out and team building and being a part of that.
As I said, good bonding experience for these guys too. And obviously you have a lot of businesses that, while they may not do the volunteers, they help with money, they help with products. There's a lot of ways for people to get involved and help, right?
That's right. Certainly folks on the financial side, that we'd be glad to have the donations of either product or the actual cash on there.
Yeah, cash is always good.
And then at the same time, really the volunteer effort too, when folks want to come out in groups, that makes a difference.
Sure, because again, we should mention that Habitat for Humanity is a nonprofit organization. I mean, it's not about that. And I think the nice thing is, as you're getting people into these houses, it just kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy out there. You keep building more, they keep helping, they keep building more. It just can continue and get bigger and better from there, right?
Yeah, one of the key things in the way we work on there was we do sell the houses for the cost of the land and building materials on there. And so the volunteer effort then allows us to really discount the sale price. So
excellent.
The house that we're standing in today, it's going to sell for $87,000. And the appraisal will be about $130,000.
Wow.
For that. And so then that's really the volunteer effort, helping to reduce that sale price.
Right.
And then because of those sponsorships and the donations made, then Habitat's able to provide a no-interest mortgage to the family. Perfect. And so that becomes the second key aspect of affordability, and really makes it successful for the homeowner.
They're really getting a lot of equity there on this whole deal, aren't they?
Well, yeah, and we do things to encourage them to stay for the long term, and home ownership, that's really our goal. And then at the same time, Habitat becomes really the bank, and they're making payments back to Habitat for Humanity, and we're able to recycle that to be able to help the next families and build the next houses.
Perfect. Just keeps on going, keeps on going. And next year, gosh, how many houses next year are we on board for? 22?
We're looking for 22 families to be able to help them and move them to home ownership.
That's great. Very good. And always looking for volunteers, right? You said during the winter, you still are working. You need volunteers now, too.
That's one thing, and we keep going all through the winter. Okay. So we have some houses enclosed that we'll continue to work on, and so we would love to have volunteers even when it's cold out, and that we'll take good care of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a website address, because again, that might be a good place for people to get a little information maybe before they make a phone call.
So our website address is www.gdmhabitat.org, as in Greater Des Moines Habitat.
Okay. Very good, very good. Lance, thanks for bringing us in. I know, as I said, we were here a little early getting started for this. I'm sure that the grand celebration was wonderful. And 100th house, congratulations to the Habitat for Humanity.
Well, thank you, and thanks to the community for making it happen.
Absolutely, very good. And happy holidays.
You too.
Very good. We'll be back.